Hello and good evening. It's been a while since we talked. Which is my fault, you know. It's my fault. Not for lack of trying. I have tried to film so many videos in the past months, and then I go to edit and I'm like, this fucking sucks. So we're trying again. And we're doing a video that I really like watching, but I haven't made any of these videos. The situation just hasn't been right. I have been in a huge reading slump this year. I have only read about 10 books, I think, which is quite little for me since I got back into reading a couple years ago. Ever since I've read like at least 20 books, I think was the least amount I read since getting back into reading like 4 or 5 years ago. Last year I read like 53 books, I think, and now I've only read, I think, 10. Is like, that's the amount of book I finished. I have started so many, but then I get like 2 chapters in, I'm like, this sucks. The last book I DNF'd was Fahrenheit 451, which I got really upset about because I really wanted to read that because I really liked the premise of the book. Just did not like the execution. Something I also really don't like, and has been a reason for me to DNF books in the past, is when authors will go on and on and on and on explaining something. It also happened in A Certain Hunger, where they'll just keep referencing and like keep making like comparisons to other things for like entire pages, right? Like, I get what you said the first time you said it. 1 or 2 extra references or comparisons like is fine, but after that, like, you're doing too much. So I decided to DNF that one. Now I'm finally reading a book that I'm so excited about, which is why we're doing a little reading vlog. All that to say, we're doing a little reading vlog. I'm currently reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm really liking it. I love me some vampires. I am 41% in. I'm really liking it. I have, well, had a little bit of issue like getting into it and reading, what's her name, Alice's perspective. I didn't really care for hers because the book, it's like dual POV, right? So we have 2 characters. We have Maria, and her story takes place like decades ago. Not just decades, centuries ago. And Alice's takes place in like 2019. I really liked Maria. I still do. I still really like her like point of view. I just don't really care for Alice's still. Even now, to not spoil anything, but like, even now, I really don't like her chapters. I also am not a big fan of flashbacks, which happens in this book, especially with Alice's character. There's a lot of flashbacks, and I just don't really care about flashbacks that much. I also don't really like how with Alice's character, it seems like she kind of breaks the 4th wall sometimes, which I also don't really like. Like, I love breaking the 4th wall. I think that's so fun every time it happens. But for some reason, the way that it happens in this book, like, I don't think it's really like breaking the 4th wall, but that's kind of what it like sort of feels like. But I'm just not a fan, right? Like, there will be like a line or a sentence, and then within parentheses there will be like so much context for why that sentence was written, like why that character had that like inner monologue or whatever. And I just I don't care. I don't really care for the way that context about Alice's character is written. I don't care. So I'm still having a little bit of trouble with Alice's chapters, less so now because there's just more interesting stuff about her as a character now. But like I said, I'm 40, like what was it, 41%? Yep, 41% in. It is Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Great time to start a reading vlog, but I just wanted to upload to YouTube again, dude. And I'm hoping a reading vlog will do the trick. Because I have, like, footage for a vlog on my iPad right now. It is, like I said, 9:30 p.m. I am gonna lay down in bed. I'm gonna turn my lights off, except for my lava lamp that I got for my birthday. I love a lava lamp. I have wanted a lava lamp since I was a little wee child. And I finally got one for my 22nd birthday. I love it. So, gonna turn all the rest of my lights off. Turn my lights off. Get in bed. Read. Okay, let's go. Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's 11:30 a.m. and I walked Molly this morning, and then I got home. I should really do some dishes. I really don't want to do dishes. I hate doing dishes with all my being, but dishes need to be done. So I think I'm gonna do some dishes. I'm gonna see, actually no, I'm not. I was gonna see if I could find like the audiobook for Bury Our Bones in a Midnight Soil. However, I think I'm actually gonna see if there's an audiobook for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because my sister and I, well, mostly me, but I asked if she would please join me because I think that would be fun to do together, is to read the books, and after we finish a book, we watch a movie. So we read the book, we watch the movie. We read the book, we watch the movie, and so on and so forth. Because I have all the movies on DVD and I have all the books, which I bought secondhand, okay? Both the movies and the books were bought secondhand, so none of my money is going to J.K. Rowling. But I am an Ozzy Nelly, so I do want to read the books. I watched the movies for the first time all the way through last year, because Harry Potter is a franchise that I have tried to get into so many times, especially the movies, because I was not that big of a reader as a kid. But last year, I finally watched all the movies through, because I would like, back in the day, I would try to watch the movies and I'd get like to movie 2 or 3 and then I'd be like, oh, that's kind of boring. And then the next year, I'd be like, okay, this year I'm gonna really watch Harry Potter. And I'd start from the beginning, because by that time, I don't remember what happens in the movies, right? So I'd start from the beginning, watch 2 or 3 movies and be like, oh, this is so boring. So I never, until last year, never got past movie like 3. And so then finally last year we watched them all the way through, my mom and I. But now I really want to read the books too, and I want to read them with my sister, and I want to watch the movies with my mom and my sister. I asked my mom if she would join in on the like reading part as well, but she said no thank you. So, I'm gonna see if Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is on like YouTube as an audiobook, and then I'll listen to that while I do the dishes. Okay, it is now a little while later. It's almost 2 p.m. I did the dishes, as you saw. I got about an hour into Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And now I've had some lunch. And now my sister and I are about to go to a garden center to get some cat litter. And also get an Oli bowl. Oh yeah. Oli bowl season has started. Good morning, everyone. It's not morning anymore, it's noon. The air sirens just went off. That sounded really dystopian. It's noon because the air sirens just went off. Anyway, it's noon. It's been a while since I filmed because I'm sick. I am so upset about it. I'm also hungry as fuck, so I made myself a little pan pizza. I don't know if y'all just heard my stomach growl, but she wants to eat. I thought I'd give a little update on my reading because I haven't really read that much. So I did read a little from Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I am, let's see, 77% in. I have about 2.5 hours left to read, but I'm kind of over it. I don't really like it that much anymore. I feel, which isn't maybe necessarily like the book's fault, and maybe more my fault because I feel like I've been reading it for so long, but I'm over it a little bit. He has been the best little snuggle buddy while I'm sick. Oh, there's a pizza. Oh, the beast awakens. Because usually when I wake up in the morning, excuse me, that's not for you. Usually when I wake up in the morning, he jumps at the chance to leave my room. Because we have 2 cats and they don't get along, so we keep them separated. But in the morning, like, he's allowed to leave my room and, like, gets access to the rest of the house. And we kind of lock the other one into another room where he has everything he needs, like his litter, his food, his water, like. But usually he jumps at the chance to leave my room in the morning. And he's also, like, not that big of a cuddly cat. Like, he likes a little bit of cuddles sometimes. But whenever I'm sick, like, he will not leave my side. And I love him so much. Anyway, the reading. I'm a little over Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Because I feel like it's kind of dragging along right now. Which, again, I feel like that's more my problem than the book's. But I'm just kind of over it. I'm not really, like, the shock factor. Not the shock factor. I'm sorry, I have a sick brain right now. Like, that sounded weird. My brain is struggling to think because I'm sick. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain how I feel. Which I'm usually really good at, but apparently not when I'm sick. The way V.E. Schwab's vampires work is really intriguing to me. I have been obsessed with vampires since I was a kid, to the point where I, like, convinced myself that I had been turned into a vampire. Like, I remember this one time I had, like, those little plastic Halloween vampire teeth thingies, and I had, like, dipped the ends into, like, fake blood and given myself, like, a bite. And then I went to school the next day because I had done that, like, at night, because, you know, vampires are at night. And so I went to school the next day and I pretended to be so sick from the lighting, like from the sun. Genuinely. I got bit by a vampire. Vampires are real. The sun is making me sick. The main vampire media I consumed was the Vampire Diaries. I know y'all are seeing Twilight in the back. I never read Twilight. I got those books at the thrift store last year and I still have not read them. And I never read them as a kid. I wasn't that into the movies as a kid. I thought it was kind of ridiculous. And I was like, these vampires are not realistic at all. What do you mean they glitter and shimmer in the sun? That's fucking ridiculous. But, so the main media that I've consumed is the Vampire Diaries. And whenever, like, I read or watch anything like vampires, I'm like, yeah, I would want to turn into a vampire. Absolutely. Not the way V.E. Schwab's write her vampires. I do not like this. There is multiple, like, characteristics that I've never seen before. So that was really, like, refreshing. Because it's a lot of, like, they can't be in the sun. They drink blood. You know, like, the very standard characteristics. V.E. Schwab's adds a couple fun ones that I am really interested in. Well, no, that's not true. I'm not interested in them at all, actually. There's one that I like, and then the other ones I'm like, way to take the fun out of being a vampire. So the one that I really, really like is that they don't have to breathe. I don't know why that got to me, but I was like, that's so cool. And that makes so much sense, and I really like that. That they don't have to breathe. Like, they can, but they don't have to. I'm like, that's fucking sick. The one that I really, really don't like, and that literally takes all the fun out of it for me, and in this world, I wouldn't even consider wanting to be turned, and that is that they can't eat human food. Like, at all. What do you mean? Not being able to eat food for hundreds of years, like only surviving on blood? That's no fun. I hate when I go to blow my nose and then my ears pop, because now my ears hurt. I'm like intrigued by how she writes. Oh, also another thing that I really, really, really don't like is that they cry blood. What's up with that, huh? I don't like that at all. I'm like a little over the book. I feel like it's more my fault than the books. Something I also really don't like is the flashbacks. Ugh. I don't mind like time jumps if it's like different characters' point of views, which it is in this book. What I don't like is flashbacks. I hate flashbacks in a book so much. I think it's so stupid. I really, really don't like it at all. And so I find myself skim reading the flashbacks. And so far, 77% into the book, the flashbacks have not really been relevant. And so I'm thinking, because I only have like 3 or 2.5 hours left, I think, I'm gonna see if I can find an audiobook for Burial Bones in the Midnight Soil. And then I'm gonna see if I can listen to it. And then while I do that, I'm thinking of doing my nails. If I can't find an audiobook for Burial Bones to the Midnight Soil, I'm gonna continue listening to Harry Potter. Even though my sister bailed out on me, like we were gonna do a buddy read. And when I suggested it, she seemed excited. And then I'm halfway through the book and she's like, I actually don't give a fuck about Harry Potter at all, so I'm not gonna read the books with you. That made me quite upset because I really wanted to buddy read them with her. Anyway, let's look for an audiobook. It's really dark. Okay, I am now editing this video. Only now realized that I never actually talked about the books. Like, did like a final thought or whatever. So, I thought I'd do that now. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab fell like a little flat to me. A little bit. Like, I liked it, but there were a lot of things that just didn't really do it for me. One of the things that I've mentioned a couple times throughout the video is the flashback thing. I really hoped that it was gonna wrap up to something, because otherwise I just wasted my time reading flashbacks. I wasted my time reading flashbacks because it doesn't really wrap up to anything. That was kind of a bummer. I did really like the ending of like how the story wraps up and how all these characters come together that you like follow throughout the story. I kind of wish we got more of, he's like the first, not the first. He is like one of the vampires that we meet throughout the story. The guy in Venice. I really like that guy. And I wish there was more of him. But yeah, I really liked how it wrapped up. I like how I said that I liked Maria in the beginning. Because halfway throughout the book, like, I got real tired of her. I do not like toxicity at all. And so maybe this just wasn't the greatest book to pick up. But like I said, I did overall enjoy the book. But because it's been so hyped online, I was expecting and hoping for more. I think that's my fault. I think I have learned my lesson when it comes to like taking book recommendations just willy-nilly off of Book Talk specifically. To be fair, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil is a book that I have seen book talkers that I personally find more sophisticated talk about. Like, there are book talkers that are like very performatively reading and like it's more consumerism than actually enjoying the hobby of reading books. It's like the most outer layer of book talk, right? And like those kinds of people that are more on the like performative consumerism side of book talk, I don't really listen to. But Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil was a book that I saw people that like genuinely enjoy to read and like do book talk or booktube like as job or hobby and not as a trend. And so I did pick this up because of that reason, because I felt like it was a safer choice. And when I read like the synopsis, it was interesting to me. However, like I said, I feel like it kind of fell flat for me. I just hoped for more, maybe. I think I gave it like 3 stars on Goodreads. I just really hoped for more. And then Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I have the Sorcerer's Stone. I could have sworn I had the Philosopher's Stone. Okay, well, anyway. The first Harry Potter book. Maybe it's the audiobook that I listened to? Because I'm pretty sure I listened to the Philosopher's Stone. And maybe that has more Dursley family in the Philosopher's Stone versus the Sorcerer's Stone. Because I was like halfway through the audiobook of the Philosopher's Stone. And only then Harry got to Hogwarts. But looking in this, like, not even gets to Hogwarts, but, like, when he gets the letters. In this book, this is about when we're 45 pages in and Harry meets Hagrid. Is that what different between the Sorcerer's Stone and the Philosopher's Stone? Philosopher's Stone just has a lot more backstory, because you cannot tell me that 45 pages take 3 hours to listen to. Because if I knew that, I would have read this from the beginning. Because that was, like, my main dislike with the book. I had to get like halfway through the book before Harry even gets to Hogwarts, which obviously doesn't go for the Sorcerer's Stone because he meets Hagrid like 45 pages in. Listening to the audiobook of the Philosopher's Stone, I didn't like that it took so long to get to Hogwarts. That just felt like the end of the book just ended up feeling really, really rushed because of that. I don't know. I did like it, and I'm excited to start the second one. However, I want to watch the first movie first. So I'm excited to get to the movies to see like what they kept and what they changed in the book. I'm really excited about that. I think I gave this also like a 3 out of 5. Actually, I can check it on my iPad. Yeah, I gave this 3 stars. Because I did really like it, and I'm really excited to get into the next one, and I think from now on, I do want to really read them over listening to them, even though I did really enjoy the audiobook for this. I did like it. I gave it 3 stars, just because of the beginning was so dragged, and then the second half felt really rushed. But yeah, I'm excited to get into the second one. I'm excited to watch the movie to see what they changed and what they kept. Now I'm going to edit this video and I'm going to upload it because it actually looks like actually upload this video, which is crazy because I have tried to film so many videos in the past months since my last video. And it's crazy. So I hope this actually makes the internet.